Okay, great. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see lots of names joining us today. We're thrilled that you took some time out of your busy days to join us. We will do our best to keep to the 30 minutes that we allot for these webinars, and we apologize in advance that it may feel like a lot of information to go through in a short amount of time. So we really are going to do pretty high-level information on a lot of these resources and opportunities. And by all means, feel free to get in touch with us after the webinar if you have more specific questions about any of the things that we discuss. So what we hope to do in the next 30 minutes with you is just do an overview of all the different programs and resources that we offer out of the national office, and then end the last few minutes with a few of our sort of top tips on writing applications for any grants that come from the programming department out of the national office. So a little bit generally about, sorry if you can go back, Brandon. Yeah. A little bit about what we do in the National Programs Department at the National Office is that we really view our work as helping strengthen the work that you're doing in your clubs. We do our best to try to share best practices and expertise and help facilitate the sharing of ideas between club staff. We really look to invest in staff and volunteer leadership, and we do that through offering training and forum opportunities. And we're always looking to provide new models of service delivery for the work that you're either already doing in your clubs or that you wish you could be doing in your clubs. So that's what we're here to do. And Denise will speak just briefly about our outcomes framework.
Hi, everyone. Happy September. I hope the first few weeks of the new school year have been going well for you. So I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into our model for success, where all of our national programs are rooted in this. And this is our way to talk about the great work that Boys and Girls Clubs do and the impact we have on kids in a really simple and colorful way. So you'll see that at the top there you've got common features and core programming areas. And so this little diagram shows that no matter what club you're at, no matter what community you're working in, which sort of highlights all the great uniqueness and differences across the country, at all clubs you're going to see these common features. So all clubs have respectful, inclusive, and engaging environments. All clubs focus on relationship building and mentoring, and all clubs are tied to their community. They reflect the work of the community, and they engage families in their work. And we do all this through 4 core programming areas, and so do we at National Programs. So physical activity, health and safety, leadership, growth and empowerment, learning and career development, families and communities. And we know that when you're running programs in these areas, and because of these common features, you're going to meet outcomes that the kids have by going through the programs you provide. So we're actually developing a new poster, and they're apparently coming into us today, and so we'll be sending those out to all clubs.
So we're going to move forward now and start talking about some of our different core areas and the programs that we have here that fit into those core program areas. So the first area is physical activity, health, and safety. So the first program that we have to discuss is our Strong Girls and Strong Boys program. So we've had 4 clubs participating in this program in 2014. They are for gender-specific programming with a focus on helping youth become more physically active and make healthy choices while keeping any gender differences in mind. So we know that there can be certain gains to doing single-sex or gender-specific programming, and this grant has allowed clubs to focus in on that gender-specific programming as it relates most specifically to physical health and activity. So clubs have been using their grants to focus on things like healthy body image and relationships, nutrition, and physical activity. So again, we had 4 clubs participating in granted programs in 2014, and we're waiting confirmation and hope that we'll be able to offer this opportunity again in the future. There will be a little note or disclaimer. There will be several things that we'll be talking about today where renewal of these grant opportunities is pending. So you'll hear us saying, you know, stay tuned, or we'll be informing you soon. We really are hopeful that a lot of these will be able to be offered again, but until we have it in writing, we can't always promise. So the next one deals with Cool Moves and our Healthy Active Living resources. So we currently have 10 clubs who are running Cool Moves programs with grants. And again, we hope that that funding will continue in 2015, but we haven't got that confirmed just yet. But the notion of Cool Moves, it's a program that's been around for a long time, which focuses on two different arms of healthy active living, so eating smart and playing cool, helping get kids to get physically active and make smart, healthy food and nutrition choices. So we do have several resources for Cool Moves that are available to all clubs, regardless of if they're receiving funding. So there's a quick move for Cool Moves, which is an activity box, sort of a handy go-to list of activities that are done at low cost with little to no props. That is a great little back pocket tool for clubs to have. We have a new since 2011 Cool Moves activity guide, and there's a web tutorial available as well on how to run the program in your club. So all of these resources can be downloaded from our website or ordered through Brandy and our National Programs Department. The next step is the President's Choice Children's Charity Basic Need Brighter Future. So our partners at President's Choice Children's Charity have made funding available to all clubs who applied, which is a fabulous opportunity for clubs across the country. And we've been able to give out over $400,000 in grants to clubs who were in good standing. This partnership has also enabled us to connect clubs with the Loblaws wholesale clubs to access deals and savings, and we know lots of clubs have taken advantage of that. And clubs that are near a Loblaws store that might have a dietitian can also access that in-store nutrition programming. We also have, in the realm of nutrition information, a great A to Z quick reference guide available to all clubs, which is, again, a great sort of handy activity and reference guide for nutrition programming. So in 2014, all clubs that were in good standing by our membership operating standards criteria received funding in 2014, and we hope that this will carry through to 2015 and beyond. Clubs in Alberta may also know that they received some extra help with kitchen renovations courtesy of President's Choice Children's Charities as well. We also have a Nutrition Best Practices or Promising Practices resource, which is an online manual which has descriptions of nutrition programs, research and evaluation information, health and safety policy samples, places that you might look to go for funding sources, ideas of lesson plans and recipe ideas, and these are all available through the website. Fair Advantage Grants was a program that was released in 2012 in support by General Mills. And in 2013-14, grants were available to some mentor clubs, so those who had run a Fair Advantage program previously, and new clubs. So we have a couple programs that run on this basis of repeat clubs and new clubs. And the program is aimed at helping young youth transition to healthy adults through nutrition activities and guest speakers. So grants to new clubs that are available currently sit at $4,000, and mentorship grants or repeat grants to clubs who ran the program previously at $1,200. And so these are out now, and the deadline is October 10th, 2014, so it's coming up soon. There is a Best Practices webinar and information that will be made available in 2015 as an outcome of these. So you can look for information on that webinar in the scoop. And if you're not sure where to find the application for the current round of grants, you can find that in the scoop or on the website as well, or you can always get in touch with us after the webinar. Next up is the Flex Your Head program, which is supported by AstraZeneca. And with their support, we have developed a teen mental health program called Flex Your Head. We're really proud of this program. And it really is a health promotion, mental health promotion and resiliency building program for youth. It's designed as an in-person program that has really been developed and framed for the Boys and Girls Club context, designed to be flexible so it can fit into a wide variety of other youth programs that you might be offering, but it's still structured enough to allow staff to be able to run it even if they don't themselves have a mental health background. So we really try to give you everything you need to run a really positive and stigma-breaking mental health and resiliency program for your youth. So we had an initial round of pilot clubs in 2012 and 13 who ran the program, and we have since had 2 large group training sessions with now close to 60 clubs who are trained and can deliver the Flex Your Head program in their clubs. We are in the process of developing an online training. This is a program, we don't have many of them, but this is one instance where we do require that club staff receive training in how to run the program prior to tackling it, just because of the subject matter specificity and a bit of fidelity with regards to the principles and theories that we're looking to teach through this program. So hopefully through the development of the online training piece, that will open up the program capabilities to a wide variety of clubs who aren't currently running it. So there is a full binder that leads club staff through scripts and activity ideas to tackle some of these tricky but very important topics for youth. Next on the docket is our Get Busy program, which is an innovative youth engagement program enabling teams to promote health and well-being among their club and community members and gain leadership skills while they're at it. Currently, this is funded by the Public Health Agency of Canada and Sun Life Financial. We are currently doing a social return on investment evaluation about this program, which will be very interesting. And in the fall, we hope to have that evaluation available to clubs for you to see and use as you see fit. All the resources for Get Busy are currently available to all clubs on our Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada website, which is always great. So within this program, you spend time learning about nutrition and physical activity, and then look to share that knowledge through their wider club and community. We also have a youth-focused training guide and webinar that will be on the website as well. And current grant clubs are doing this social return on investment evaluation, which is proving to be quite interesting, and we hope to confirm funding for additional clubs in 2015. We have some resources available that can support the work that you're doing in your club and your community around bullying awareness and prevention. So we have some pamphlets or brochures that are available in English or French called What You Should Know and What You Can Do, which are really aiming to talk to kids, to parents, to those who may be bullying, to those who may be experiencing bullying, or to those who may be witnessing bullying on how they can tune in and how they can help themselves or help the folks around them. And those are available and can be a great sort of PR piece for your club as well if you want to use those to promote your programming and the great things that your club is doing in this area. We also have a PDF that's downloadable called Making a Difference in Bullying, What Boys and Girls Club Staff and Leaders Need to Know. It's sort of a 4-pager with a top 10 list of what frontline leaders can do to address bullying if they see it, how to stop bullying in your club, and how to work with youth who might be bullying, those who may be experiencing it, and those who may be witnessing it as bystanders. So we'll whip through now to our next core program area, which is leadership, growth, and empowerment. So up first is our Torch Club, one of our flagship leadership programs. It's a junior leadership program, which is aimed at kids 10 to 13, though we know that some clubs run it on the lower end of that and slightly older than that as well. So we have Torch Club manuals that are available to all club staff, as well as posters and pamphlets that you can use to promote the program in your club. We have been able in the last few years to provide some small grants to support Torch Clubs running in your program, in your club and community, and we hope that we will be able to announce a new round of applications for Torch Club grants in the near future as well. And building off of Torch is our teen leadership program called Keystone, although I think most folks are familiar with it. So this program is aimed at 14 to 18-year-olds, again, available in English and French. And we have been able to provide grants to support this program in the past few years as well, and we hope to be able to renew that again this year, and that's something that you should stay tuned for. So both Keystone and Torch build on what we believe to be core basics of leadership development, so teamwork and communication, giving back to their club and community, service projects, all sorts of really important keys to leadership development. We have a new addition to the Keystone program this year in a civics engagement module, which has been a really interesting addition. So whether or not your club is running Keystone, or you just be interested in learning how to get the young people in your club more engaged civically, that's a great resource as well, which is available through the national office. Take It Easy is a program geared at preteens and teens, which offers activities and a framework for self-esteem enhancement, and really breaks down some pretty hefty subject matters into really tangible, easy-to-run, group-based activities that often lead to very meaningful discussions. And they include information and activities on such things as bullying, peer pressure, body image, sex and sexuality. And the manual is broken down into 2 different age groups with age-appropriate activities and discussion topics depending on that age group. So there is an electronic searchable PDF that's available on the website, and there's also a webinar on the program that's available on the website as well. So we have some clubs that are currently running our Newcomer Refugee Youth Advancement Program. I won't speak too broadly about it because it's currently not an open grant call, but just to note that there are some clubs that are doing really interesting, innovative work at engaging newcomer and refugee youth in their communities. If you think that this fits the bill for some of the work that you're doing and you're unaware of this program and would like to know a little bit more about it, you can always feel free to contact me. Next up is our National Youth Council. I love this picture. So we currently have this year 1 representative from each province and territory where Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada operates, which is amazing. So our Youth Council is made up of representatives from across Canada. They are among us to help advise on national policies that are related to youth. They act as youth spokespeople for the organization. We view them as role models for their clubs and their communities. Most folks will know them as being very integrally linked to the National Youth Conference. They plan it and run it. But we also have youth who are engaged with our board and participating in the World According to Us, and helping advise on policy and research initiatives as well. So we currently have 14 members on the council, and we know that folks are always interested in when they can put forward their next nomination, so it would likely be in the fall of 2015 that we'll be putting out a call. And they, of course, among all the many other things that the Youth Council does, will be planning and running our next National Youth Forum, which is taking place in Winnipeg, Manitoba on May 6th to 10th of this year. So they have developed a theme, which is fusion, and are heavy underway doing all the planning and keynote speakers and workshop development for this great opportunity. If you'd like more information on the National Youth Forum, keep an eye out in the scoop, or you can always contact any one of us here, but most specifically Jan Besna. Core area number 3 is learning and career development. So the first one is the Power Up program. We currently have clubs that are receiving $6,000 grants to run the program this year, although again, all of these resources are available to all clubs regardless of whether they are receiving funding in a given year. So we have some great resources available, pledge sheets and certificate forms, but more importantly, a leader's guide and an activity book. So if you're looking to run academic enhancement programs or support programs for 6 to 12-year-olds, these are great resources. We have a great partnership with Microsoft, which enables clubs to access their software donation program. so they can access Microsoft software for free. For more information on how to do that, you can contact Brandy Jones, and that information will be available at the end of the webinar. But we also have some internet safety little brochures and stickers that are available to promote the notion of internet safety in your club as well, which are available in English and French in quantity from the national office. The Sears After School Program, another long-running grant program which we're able to offer. So this year, clubs are receiving $5,000 for specific after-school programs that take place between 3 and 6 p.m. You can expect, we think, another round of applications generally come out in the spring, so spring of 2015. But we also have a great resource in Excellence in Action, which is a best practices manual for after-school programming, soup to nuts, everything from hiring and recruitment, volunteer training, safety supervision. It's a great resource. And a When the School Bell Rings, which is a parent resource guide to help parents make good choices about where they're sending their kids to spend their after-school hours. Career Launch is developed by Boys and Girls Clubs of America and is offered at Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada with the generous support of GAP. So it's a pre-employment program for teens aged 13 to 18. It's fully developed modules and activities that clubs are able to run if they receive the grant. There are teen tip booklets, and we're looking at everything from career exploration to job preparedness skills, resume writing, cover letter writing, things like that, and interview skills. And this is another program where we have some level of grants for clubs that have run the program before and others who are new to it. And we hope to have another round of applications available probably in the late fall or early winter. And there's also the Camp Old Navy Career Day, where if you are a club that is located close to an Old Navy during the summer months, there's access to job shadowing opportunities for your youth, which is a great opportunity as well. I'm already running out of time. A Skills for Success program just wrapped up its second year. This is another career exploration and preparedness program, this time with a focus on skills and awareness of opportunities in the skilled trade sector. So it's geared at 13 to 18-year-olds and includes a program curriculum and a job shadowing component as well. This program is funded by Cal Tire, so in clubs where you are in a Cal Tire community or market, there are great job shadowing opportunities for you made available at your local Cal Tire, but it's open to all clubs. So we, again, hope that there will be another round of grants available that says late fall 2015. It should say late fall 2014 or early 2015. The STEAM Ahead program is a brand new one that we are just going to start piloting with 4 clubs over the next school year. STEAM Ahead is our response to the growing fields or the growing interest in the fields of engaging young people in the areas of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And the program that we'll be piloting initially is based on both engineering activity kits and video game design geared at the 7 to 13-year-old age group. And we hope to have other opportunities that fall within the STEAM umbrella that we'll be letting clubs know about in the near future. Now Denise gets to talk, quickly.
I'll give Marisa a little break. Okay, so Rogers Raising the Grade is a small program you may have heard of. It's an academic success program aimed at teenagers who may be at risk of dropping out of school. The objective is to help them stay on the course to graduate by matching them with tutors and mentors to focus on homework and skill building, life after school skill building around financial literacy and career development. Clubs that are participating in Rogers Raising the Grade also receive a lovely state-of-the-art tech center along with a multi-year grant to help them run the program. So as you probably are aware, it's a great opportunity, and this new school year we'll be looking to select 4 new clubs to join the Rogers Raising the Grade group, and we will be sending out the call for applications probably late 2014, probably in December or so. But if this is something your club is interested in, I highly recommend you give me a call so we can start thinking about, we can start chatting about that now.
So another way that we're hoping to help our youth succeed in their academic careers is through scholarship programs. So we have two different arms. So the first one to mention is the Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada Post-Secondary Scholarships, which are available to students who are entering or continuing post-secondary education, so to those graduating or continuing in university, college, trade schools, any accredited post-secondary institution. Part-time or full-time studies are eligible for support. And the allocations for scholarships are made by committee and based on financial need and their club and community involvement, so they are not academic scholarships. The last few years, the range of value has been $1,000 to $4,000, depending on the funder. And you can watch for information on that application, next round of applications to come out in February of 2015. But before they get to post-secondary education, we want to help ensure that they finish high school. So we also have the Future Generation Grade 10 Scholarship Program, which is designed to help grade 10 students obtain the tools and support needed to help them succeed in graduating high school and making the transition to post-secondary education. The criteria are largely the same as for our post-secondary scholarships. These scholarships are valued at $5,000 each, so there's a $750 gift card to Future Shop that's given initially, so when they're in grade 10. There's a $4,000 scholarship that's held in trust by Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada for when they do go on to post-secondary education. And we also supply a $250 Visa cash card to help offset the application fees. So we expect that another round, or we know that another round will be made available in early June 2015, so it's another one to watch out for. And this, again, is for club members who would be currently in grade 10 in June of 2015. The last core program area is a short one for us currently, and that's the area of families and communities. And the one mostly to speak about at the moment is the Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada Foundation grants, which will be announced and open on October the 8th. So these are grants that are made available to clubs for either infrastructure or for programming expenses. So it's a streamed grant application, and you can choose which project or which stream your project would fall under. And this is a grant that requires a 50% matching funds from the club. So the grants can provide up to 50% of your total project costs. So more information on those will be coming out in very short order. So I have 1 minute to go through how to write the best applications possible. So I will do it as quickly as possible. If you need to sign off, I won't be offended. You may want to stick around for the couple extra minutes. So just a little bit in general about our granting processes. So all of the grant applications need to be submitted by the deadline. That's made easier now because all of the applications are online. So generally the portal closes as of the deadline date, so clubs are technically unable to submit after that time. All of the applications are reviewed by the managers of national programs and sometimes by representatives of the funder as well. And our decisions are primarily made based on the quality of applications, though we do take into account geography, number of grants that a club might receive recently. All of those pieces can be factors, but primarily we look at the quality of the application. So obviously applications need to be fully completed and on time, but we're always here to help you if you run into problems. You just need to get in touch with us ahead of time. Any program information sheets and applications are made available in the scoop or as part of the application package and are available until the applications are due. And they're now all online, as we said, but we have great technical support in Brandy, so if you're running ever into issues with that online application process, you can always just get in touch with us. When you are completing applications, please be sure to include all contact information and the correct contact information. Especially now that things are automated, we tend to really just email the folks who indicate themselves as the program contact, so make sure you're giving some consideration to who you list. We ask that you be honest with projected numbers because there can be nothing worse than, you know, supplying a great big projected number at the front and us finding out at the end of a project that that was a far too lofty goal. So better to be honest and realistic with your projected numbers. Do read any of the program or project information that we send out accompanying all grant applications, because those will list criteria, any other funding requirements, media requirements, and they can change from year to year or grant to grant. So do take a few minutes to review those, even if you think it's a project or a program that you know very well. Not a bad idea to review those details. And then just remember to treat applications that come from Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada the same as those that you might submit to external funders. So basically pretend like we don't know you and all the great things that clubs do, and write to us and speak to us like we don't know who you are. So a few top tips just at the end. If you're not sure if your project is a fit for a grant opportunity, feel free to call us ahead of time and we can help you answer some of those questions. When we offer the opportunity to provide any additional information, try to do it. It certainly helps us distinguish your application from the others, and the more details, the better. We spend a lot of time these days on outcome measurement, so have a thought and a plan of attack for how you will do all of that outcome measurement work on your end, because we want to make sure that the programs that we're running are useful to you and to clubs. And again, the more information you can give us, the more detailed, the better. All we have to judge on really is what you supply to us in writing, so the more descriptive and planned that you can be in providing us with that information, the better. So, and just finally, do be sure to read any grant conditions and requirements. Certainly, if you're notified of success of a grant, make sure that you can agree to uphold all of those requirements before you accept the money. And just to note that if for any reason there's a failure to abide by those conditions, that it can hurt your chances of receiving future grants. So we're here to support you through the challenges, but we want to make sure that everybody knows what they're getting into at the front end. And we are flexible and willing to help as much as we can. You just have to reach out and ask us. I just did that one. So the last slide is just information on how to contact us. We know that that's a lot of information in a short period of time. As Brandy said, all of the webinar and the recording will be available on the website shortly. And you can always contact any one of us in the National Programs Department about any of these programs. And if we're not the right person, we will help direct you to the right person.